hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer, a screamer.
What is going on, YouTube? So today I'm going to be doing my recap on Bad Boys. Ooh. Bad Boys Season 1, Episode 10. Y'all, this is the finale. How? How is this the finale? Yeah, how is this the finale? Like, what the hell was that? Like, like, I'm confused. They didn't even show, my bad, y'all. I gotta adjust this. They didn't even show them leaving the house or nothing. Like, what the, like, what was that? Okay, it started off with them continuing the audition. So we see more boys start to audition, right? So you already know the Trade Boys already had an issue with that. So they keep giving low scores. They keep giving low scores, 5s, 6s, 2s and stuff. Even Dylan, your country bumpkin looking ass, giving out 2s, 4s and stuff like that. Like you just some hot girl. Like stop it. Dylan just gets on my nerves. Like he's one of them white boys who's just a hating ass nigga. Like, oh, just a hater. Like, ooh, just a hater. Like it just I can't stand people like Dylan. Like that's them people gotta watch out for. They just they icky. So he keep giving out 1s and stuff like that to the boys. So Milan, this is what I'm telling you. Milan be hitting it right. He be hitting some good points. It's just the cap be on his head. He be capping too much. That's why a lot of people don't F with Milan. That's why a lot of people don't mess with him because he does not cap all the time. But some instances he does make great points. So he tells Mula and them, he's like, hey, y'all need to stop giving these boys such low points, like such low amount of points. So he was like, I don't like that, right? He said he don't fuck with that, he don't fuck with that. So I was like, okay, thank you. Because Mula and freaking Curtis, they probably was giving all the boys low scores because you already know what it is. They talk sexuality and nothing else, especially Mula. So I think he was the one that was mainly giving out the low scores or whatever. And then we see more people come out to audition and then they all dancing on them or whatever. I had a question. Is Rio straight? I want to know. In the words of New York, I want to know. Like, I really want to know. Because I go on his Twitter and I see one thing, but the stuff he be doing on this show, I'm just kind of like, I feel like Moolah at this point. I want an answer. You get what I'm saying? I feel like Moolah at this point. So everybody in their auditions had their phrase bits or whatever. Daryl gets up. He's like, oh, I'm a bad. Oh. He starts getting all ooh. He knows twerking on the dancers and all this type of stuff. And then next thing you know, one of the bad boys or whatever, one of the boys that came there, Dylan gave them a really, really low score. So then he was just like, why did you give me a low score? Because he was like, oh, like, I don't think you really did anything. Like, you really got to prove your, like, you ain't prove shit to me. Like, yeah, you just, you know, you just got pics, okay? And yeah, I got pics for you. Yeah. So then the guy was like, what can I do to prove myself to you? So he starts stripping. He getting all up on Dylan. He's just like, and Dylan's like, oh my God. Oh my God. You know, he not effing with it. He was just like, get off of my, but you know, deep down, he was really, really feeling the fantasy. So after that happens, they all go outside. It was like the next day after the audition ends. And they try to organize who's doing what and stuff. So then Mula's just like, so like, carry on. You're like really creative and like you should be the one, you know, to like, you're the artsy craftsy type of dude. So you should be the one organizing everything and like letting us know like what to do and stuff like that. And they're all just like, oh, I just want to be the girl. I just want to be the video. I want to pop this back. Right? So he's assigning everybody what to do, blase, blase, blase. And then after that happens, it's the next day again, or the next scene. And then they show everybody out of that audition on the TV screen, right? So they start to basically pick the girls and boys that they want. So it turns out one of the girls that Moolah wanted and that is gonna be in the video, right, is trans. So then Darrell was the one to make sure to tell Moolah that. So Darrell's just like, so Moolah, I just wanted to say, you know, you see her over there? That's your favorite? Oh, that's your favorite. Well, that's a beautiful trans girl. what do you think about that? And then he was just like, man, like, I think there should have been rules, man. Like, what the fuck? You mean that's a chick with a dick? Fuck. Like, he wasn't fucking with it, y'all. He was feeling some type of way, girl. He was feeling some type of way because you already know he only talks sexual and nothing else. And here's my whole thing. Don't get me wrong. He should have known that it could have been a trans girl or not, because at the end of the day, you're having gay dudes in there, straight dudes in there, girls in there, so it's a mix of people, and the house is full of gay dudes. So it's like, if you should expect like a trans girl here and there, because you never know, you're in a queer space. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like you're having sex with the girl and she owed you to tell her that. You get them to tell you that, like, you were gonna sleep with her and she didn't tell you, type stuff. Like, y'all wasn't having sex or nothing. She just came there for a job, so she don't owe you to tell you that. Don't get me wrong though. Maybe if you was trying to dance upon her or something like that, it might have not been the most best thing for her to be doing without you knowing. But at the end of the day, you didn't dance upon her. She just came there for audition, so she just came there to do her job. So pipe down, Mr. Talk Sexuality, nothing else. He was, oh my God, he was just like, man, I thought I felt that masculine energy. Like, he was just not having it. So Darrell was very disappointed because one of the dudes that he wanted in the video had to like call out. Okay, he couldn't come to the show. He couldn't make it to the audition and stuff like that because he had a family emergency. So Darrell's just like, you know, I found out some really bad news. One of the niggas, you know, he had a big dick. I felt it. He can't come to the Bad Boys video. It just made me, you know, it made me feel some type of way. You know, I wanted him to, you know, fill up my peanut butter cup, and it's just not coming. So he was just mad because, you know, the guy that was going to be like his main dude in his scene of the video is not going to be there anymore. So he was really, really down and out about that. Right. So then after that, we see Gutta, Dylan, and Carry On. They look for locations for the shoot, and like they go from location to location. I don't know what Gutta was popping, if it was Percocets, Molly Percocet, Molly, I don't know what it was, but he was not out sleep. Every 2 seconds, and he had the blanket wrapped around him the whole time. He just like that. You would have thought he was Rio wrapping a blanket around his head every time Jonathan snatched him. But he was like, I just want to go to sleep. Like, he was just not having it. So that scene could have been left out, to be honest. Like, they could have replaced that scene with them packing up and leaving and saying their goodbyes. Like, that's something, that's a BGC, that's a Bad Girls Club kind of like commodity. Them saying goodbye and one last person be in the house be like, it's my motherfucking house, nigga. Yeah, the fuck. Like, you get what I'm saying? We didn't get that. So we'll talk about more of that in the after show / Zeus Town Hall Live tonight, right? So after that happens, Moolah and Curtis sit down and talk. Mind you, Curtis is the one that came up to Moolah. So you see Moolah with a sheet of paper. I'm just like, I know this boy's still not mad over this trans thing. I was like, if it's about this trans thing, we really gonna know you deal, because it's not even that deep. Moolah, I really thought it was that before, because he looked really irritated. He had this little piece of paper. He was just like, man. So then Curtis comes, he's like, what's wrong, bro? What's wrong? So then he was just like, you know, like the other day, you know, like in New York and shit like that, you know, I earned a car dealership. You know, I was driving, and next thing you know, New York, you're not allowed to have tents unless you're a dealer. So, you know, I was dealing. He was like, I was riding around, and then the state trooper pulled me aside. You know, he called the big boss, and the big boss said I was a dealer, so he was allowed to give me a ticket. He got off the phone with the big boss. You know, he still gave me a ticket. So they're basically started talking about like the racial profiling and stuff like that. These are scenes that they should have included throughout the seasons, to be honest, because these are important things to talk about, especially with Moolah being an entrepreneur, which me as a pursuing entrepreneur, I know already how hard it is to be Black and try to be entrepreneur, because you have to try 10 times harder and you have to work 10 times harder than the next mother, because just of your race, they think you're not serious. They think you're just a fool. They think you're trying to scam people, all that type of stuff. They think you're going to bring ghetto-ness to the area, all that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I get what Moolah was saying as he was going off to Curtis and stuff like that. So it's good that they included scenes like that. Not in the last episode, but it's good that they included the scene. They could have used that scene and put it earlier, because nobody would have known that that scene was shot the last week there because it was just the two of them. So yeah, that's stuff that y'all should include Zeus more earlier in the season and stuff like that. So yeah, after that happens, the stylist comes. She's like, "Hey guys," she rolls in a rack of clothes. Mind you, it's the same lady who auditioned as a dancer. So everybody was just like, "Wasn't you at the audition and stuff like that?" She was just like, "What? Do I know you? I think I know you. Where I know you from?" And they're like, "No." Milan's just like, "No, like don't do that. We know it's you, girl. Yeah, we know it's you." So she starts pulling out these furs and pink pussy feathers and stuff like that. And I'm just like, girl, what the hell is this? This doesn't scream bad boy. It screams frivolous boy. It screams metrosexual boy. Like, it doesn't scream that. Like, I thought it was going to do like some dark type thing, which I was right because Anthony said it towards the end and stuff like that. So they start pulling out these furs, and there was this one pink pussy panther fur, right? And Moolah went straight for it. He was just like, oh, like he grabbed it. He grabbed it like it, whew, grabbed it, starts putting the pink fur and stuff around him and stuff like that, and he starts feeling his judge, you know, he starts feeling the fantasy, ghetto fantasy. My body calling for you. I want to hear you scream. Come on and spin that check. Bumanina somebody. Welcome to cabaret. Come on now. Don't get me started. So he starts feeling the fur and stuff like that. And everybody's looking at him in shock because they're like, oh my God, Moolah likes pink. Mr. Talk Sexual, nothing else likes pink. Y'all, I wear pink in the honor of Moolah, y'all. Yeah, they were shook, just so was I. So he was just like, you know, I'm feeling that Cameron fantasy, you know, that New York vibe, okay? You know, like, I like me a little pink now and then, you know, pink dick, pink pussy, you know, just, you know, pink everything. It's just my fantasy. So, you know, I'm feeling it. And then they started talking about people that, at one point they started talking about people that should be invited to the shoot and stuff. And Moolah was just like, you know what I think with the trans girl? I don't think she should come. And I'm being honest. And I'm like, why? She's not going to be in the same scene as you probably. Like, you don't have to dance up on her. She's not going to dance up on you. Like, that's what a lot of people, which I'm going to say some stuff in the after show, so stay tuned. That's what a lot of people think you trade, because it's like, why do you care so much? And something I'm going to tell you on the after show, it's going to be like, wow, like, you did all that for nothing. So, yeah. Stay tuned. So, he switches the fur with Milan. So then he was just like, you know, I got the red and black colorway, you know, I'm feeling the colorway, you know, it's nice and breezy, easy breezy, you know, feel me, cover girl. So he's feeling it, and Milan is feeling it, but Anthony's just like, so I don't think it's good that we have like all this fur on, and we trying to give like Bad Boy and black, and this isn't, he was like, this ain't what we want, okay? Like, we want all black, just like this. My shades be black. We wear black. I want black. Okay? I don't want colors. Yeah. Bitch. You know, that's what Anthony gives. So he didn't want the colors and stuff, which I thought the same thing. Like, they would all look like a Skittles bag. So the stylist was like, okay, like, Winnie's going to come. We're going to get you guys all ripped up in the all black, right? So the scene ends there, and then they show the music video, and then it cuts. And I'm like, what the was that? Natalie, if you don't come hard for season 2, I'm not playing. I'm gonna go to Zeus's office and I'm gonna snatch your chin, Natalie. Natalie! Just like Kendra says in that episode when they fight, Natalie! That's how I felt when I watched the ending of the episode, because I'm like, are you kidding me? They just so gutter rapping like, and then it cuts. And I'm like, wow. So that was really it, y'all. Stay tuned for like the Zeus Town Hall / Bad Boys after show tonight, y'all. So we're gonna be talking about everything from Krishan's, from Roly Poly to Erica versus Red, all that type stuff. So leave your comments down below. Entertainers, we are out, baby.
No personal thing.